Hello, everyone. In the in the verse, how are you? I am done for the night. Saturday night, New York City. Maybe we'll do a little drive before I call it a night. We're on Lexington Avenue and East 93rd Street in Lexington Avenue. We're heading south, Manhattan. Did you see that? That girl was all in her butt, digging, scratching. To the right. That was funny. I have no topic, by the way. Look at this building. It's 51 degrees in New York City, by the way. That's 51 degrees in New York City. 70th Street. This is Hunter College in front of us. You see where I don't know what this is called when one building connects through these walkways, these bridges. What is this bridge called? And there's two of them here. Hunter College. I have a client that lives on the corner to the left. 67th Street. I haven't seen her in a while. But it's kind of cool though when you go into her place. It's a duplex. And no, I think it might be hers is a duplex. Amazing kitchen. Amazing kitchen. Big staff. It's like 4 people working nonstop. All the time. Yeah, right here to the left, this building. I believe this is the building. It's been a while. Just amazing opportunities for a personal chef around here. Pre-pandemic, you know? I'm sure it's picking back up. But pre-pandemic, it was popping. A lot of the people around here, they just are not coming back. Not for a couple of years, maybe, or not for another. I don't know. I don't know everything, so it's just a really extremely wealthy section, and a lot of those people are they're all liberals. Really, they're all liberals, so they were terrified during this pandemic, and they, you know, went to their other homes in other countries and other states where there's mountains and no one is around. And I'm not talking about like the Berkshires. Yeah, I'm sure they did that, but you know, I'm talking about where the nearest house is, you know, 15 miles away, opposed to, you know, 10 acres, like the Berkshires. I still haven't monetized the channel. T-Rilla, I see you. Brake check. Car behind me almost hit me. Thank goodness it didn't happen. Jesus. This car in front of me to the left was behind me and had to jump into that lane just to avoid hitting me because of that taxi that wanted to make that right turn. All is good. I'm fully covered, and I have all the receipts to all the work that has been done with the suspension, and you know, so I'm sure I can get $7,000 for this if I was hit in the back substantially, and we can get this car totaled. Looks like they're diverting all the traffic to the left lane. And it looks like they're letting buses go by, but not regular cars. They're making everyone make the... I see you, buddy. Looks like they want us to make the left turn. Yeah, so traffic has to make the left turn. There's some sort of crane in the middle of the street. Yeah, there's a crane in the middle of the street. That's the sound of the horn ringing down the street. New York City, that's the sound of the horn. Ringing on the street, yeah, yeah. Come on, young lady. And by the way, that was a very small crane. Like this to the left of us, that's a boom. That crane was only like 2 sizes bigger than that boom. That rustling sound is me trying to clean my glasses. All right, that's better. Did anybody hear my last call in to the Star Report? Where I came up with a scenario about the Will and Jada debacle. Did anybody get that? Anybody see that? M. West, good evening to you. M. West. I used to have a good friend named Roger West. And he had a twin brother named Roy West. So it was Roy and Roger West. They were Roy Rogers. Twins. They're not were, they are. They're still around. I'm 48, so they're probably like 52. 53. Saturday night, New York City, 48th Street, 2nd Avenue, southbound. Just like Lexington Avenue was southbound, this is also southbound. Mr. Weft, no, I haven't listened to Star lately. Yeah, last night I was on the Star show, and Star opened up the platform in the beginning of the show. He says, it's Friday night. Let's talk about this Will thing. He's resigned from the Academy, which I found interesting because wasn't that like April Fool's? Was that an April Fool's thing? And he said he's open to conspiracy. So I called up the show and gave my take on a conspiracy, which was just off the cuff. I just thought of it right there on the spot. Which doesn't play into the MK Ultra mind control that he was under in order to single-handedly possibly destroy the image of the black man by taking away trust. That was what I had put out there on my channel, whereas what I put out on the Star Report was just a total, not saying that what I put out wasn't conspiracy, but I just went with a different direction on the conspiracy. And what I talked about was how the director that directed the Oscars is a black man. And, you know, that's the person who basically tells the people inside which camera they're using, how long the shot is going to be for, when to switch the cameras, when to go to commercial. All these different things are involved with this director directing the Academy Awards. So I said that the director, Will Smith, and Jada, along with Chris Rock, Denzel Washington, and all the top black people that are in Hollywood, they've conspired to slap their way to creating their own, knowing that reparations is about to happen. There's going to be more black people with money that are going to want to invest. There's going to be more black people that are going to have the courage to create content. Because, you know, let's keep it real. Reparations happens. There's going to be a huge surge in these risk takers that are going to have capital to take risk. And how many will fall to the wayside? It's massive amounts, right? But there will be some that will excel. There will be some that will win. And that was what I brought to the table. I brought to the table that they all conspired to have Will Smith behave violently so that he can leave the academy, and then create his own. And in doing so, he would also create, what would he create? He would be creating some sort of weird alternate reality legacy where him and his wife will then open up colleges, and these colleges will be geared on script writing, will be geared on all these different writing courses for these creatives. And then they'll have wardrobe classes where they'll be able to do things like, costume design and all these different things that can happen by him leaving the academy in such an aggressive way. And I also said something about, wait, let me see if anybody's coming in. Very interesting. Please tell us your theory. Well, it's not M. West, it's not a theory. I don't have this as a theory. This was just me off the cuff, just coming off the top with an idea. And the idea, I will continue where Star was saying, well, why hasn't Chris Rock come forward or say anything? I said, well, Chris Rock is going to be the last person to come forward or accept an apology or whatever that has you, because when he does, it will be to solidify Will and Jada's movement and come along with it. He's going to be like, well, I thought about it and now I want to be part of this. And, by him taking his time will help with this agenda of them having their own academy, them having their own whatever it is. So that's how the conspiracy started, and that was like the beginning and middle. Then it had this shift in the conversation, right? Where I started to talk about, how I always somehow end up talking about this reality that we're in, and how this reality is fluid along with time, and time is just a construct that we've just, seem to believe we understand it. Especially when, the sun comes up and down and you see the moon and the sky gets dark, and we can break down how long that process takes and create a calendar. Yes, I get that. So of course that's real, what we're doing with time. But we also got to remember there's a flower out there that only blooms once, one day. And it takes like months to grow. It's growing for all these months, and then it just opens up and blooms for one day. So, that concept of time is different for, that flower might have lived what we consider a lifetime. But I'm going to digress from time, because time is, people hate talking about time, especially people that got a punch in the clock and their bosses are on their asses. They don't want to hear you talking about time ain't real. They're like, F you, bro. Time is real. I'm waiting for time and a half. I'm working on the holiday weekend or whatever have you. Let me see. So now the conversation shifted where I said, we were talking about black excellence and how Star says he thinks that that's a thing of the past. He doesn't think that black people are aligned enough to truly have black excellence. And I said, well, the black excellence will come because of all the great things that I try to correlate it to my Central Park analogy that I use from time to time. And that's how you go to Central Park and you have this section called Rose, I can't remember the name at the moment. I don't know what I normally remember. This is like a tribute to John Lennon. And Strawberry Fields, maybe? Is it Strawberry Fields? No, not Strawberry Fields. That might be a song. But there's a garden in New York City in Central Park that is absolutely beautiful, and it's a tribute to John Lennon. But John Lennon had to be shot and killed in order to get this beautiful section. There's so many parts of the park where, before the park was even created or designed, there were people living there for 30, 40 years. And they had they had what's it called? They had cemeteries there. They had a big black population that was there. They had Irish that were there. It was no joke. It was tons of people. And they had to displace these people and get them out of there. And that took a lot. And they had to excavate that whole area of Manhattan. They had to like level it. That's why I always say, my argument about trees are always, trees don't grow, they're planted. All the trees you see, most of them only live to be like 9 years old. That grow in the forest, and there's only like, a handful of trees that stay for the 80, 90 years. And all the other trees around them, they just keep growing and dying, growing and dying, growing and dying. Because it requires a cloning of the plant, a gene splicing to keep it as like the mother of that particular, let's say 6 feet by 8 feet or 10 feet or whatever it is, in between the growing of it. But I digress from that too. That's a whole nother subject. But trees don't grow in rows. Always remember that. And I said that, let me take a little sip of my water. I am talking non-stop here. So, let me just see if anybody said anything. Is Joe Biden a clone, or I have no idea? Frankie Crocker? Hey, Frankie Crocker, how are you? No, I don't know if he's a clone. I never looked into it because I'm sure there's somebody with an answer to that question. This guy from Massachusetts looks like he locked himself out of his car. That sucks. Papa Lock. I have my insurance company. I will call Papa Lock and they will be here. And don't curse out Papa Lock people because they will cancel you. And the boss will back them up. So be nice to the Papa Lock people. I learned that the hard way. And I was only mad because he was like scratching the damn door pane. I'm like, dude, you got to do better than that. Are you high? And he did not appreciate that. So the story goes that what we need to understand is about these elitists. Like, let's correlate Joe Biden. And let's talk about what's the other one before Joe Biden? They were around the same time. That was the Bush Senior. Bush Senior said about the New World Order and how the law of the government and law, not the savages in the streets. Something I can't remember verbatim, but that speech that he did, that famous speech, talks about the New World Order and how this agenda to, have the rule of law and not the jungles. And, he goes on and on and on and talks about this New World Order thing. And mind you, the guy knows that he's not going to be alive to see it. He's all right with that. These people that are pulling these strings and levers and pressing these buttons, they know that it's not going to happen in their lifetime. They are totally aware that this stuff is not going to happen in their lifetime. So for us to imagine that what Will Smith did, that whatever is going on in this analogy, not saying that I believe this analogy, this is just what I came up last night, I said that if Will Smith is going to do this, if he's gonna do this, he's just like the Bush character, where they know they're not gonna see it through, but they know that they are an important puzzle piece, or they're an important part of this, like the domino effect, I guess. It got to start with you pushing one domino before it reveals its picture on what's it gonna be. It starts with that one, and Will Smith knows he's, you know, possibly doing this with the purpose. And then I said, what if Will Smith has seen the speech that his grandchild will do honoring his grandfather? What if not only did Will Smith, what if he was able to tap into that frequency where time didn't even matter, and he was able to actually see it? Just imagine if you're so elite and you have so much going on with you as far as like access to the world and what the world represents, access to these different things, and you're not a regular person anymore. You've seen, you've seen the things that we have never had a chance to see. So now I'm arguing that he's already seen the speech. And right away, Star just cut me off and was like, and he just mentions one of the callers that he has on the line, and he was like, totally changed the subject, went into, Washington Square Park. Do you know what's under it? Because I had made the reference to Central Park, but it's Star's show. Star has to control his show. He can't let his show just become a place where a person is dominating the conversation. He has to pump those brakes at the right time, and I respect it, but I thought it was interesting timing. I'm about leaving New York City too, huh? I'm thinking about leaving New York City. It's too high. It's too high as far as the marijuana usage, or is it too high in elevation? I don't think that's what you're talking about. Because another thing most people don't know is that all cities and towns are all, I'm not gonna say it. It's just, anyway. So yeah, that was the thing with the conspiracy. My conspiracy yesterday is that Will Smith actually has he's seen it with his own two eyes, his grandson's speech. Seen it already. Interesting. I mean, it's like you got to think big. Most people are trying to use the stuff that's in between their ears, the brain and all that kind of stuff, and life experiences. They're trying to use all these different things to understand stuff. And the reality of it is just that, you're not gonna, you probably can't even comprehend what's really going on. Our brains are incapable of that. So you got to think big. You got to think that it's possible that Will Smith could actually see the speech that was given by his great-grandchildren. Forget about grandchildren. Look at this. That's my all-wheel drive acting up. Paid that no mind. Yeah, T. Rilla, you were going off script. That's why he cut you off. Yeah, you're right. I respect it. Can see a black-owned Hollywood and Oscars. Can see a black. Yeah. What's up, Big Wig? What's up, Mike G? Out and about to go home. I figured let me show the people some of what I get to see. What's the commotion? They're watching some sort of basketball game. It looks like it was Duke University. Yeah, it looked interesting, so I said, let me stop. Yeah, college finals. Gasoline is going along. Oh yeah, going down. Big wig. Duke lost. Okay. Are y'all ready for the Ukraine to come in the hood? I don't know. What's up, Breezy? How you feel? Damn, Duke lost. Don't bite the youth. Don't bite the youth. I lost 500. Dang. Sorry to hear that, big wig. This is Grand Street. What do y'all think about them legalizing weed? Well, I think it's criminalizing it. I'm good, boss player. Hope all is good in you and yours. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's called just decriminalized. That means the state won't. Government can still arrest you. So if you start selling a bunch of weed, even if you're a dispensary and the state has approved you, the feds could come in and take all your assets and all that kind of stuff, man, could happen still. So, how likely would it be to happen? I don't know. But I think that, if your life has been affected by marijuana, like if you, oh, look at this. All right. All right. Y'all got a 2011 Hyundai behind that picture. You're welcome. And, I think I kind of like am a little, I think it's going to be a great thing if the right people get to make the money. You've been to prison for this, you've been to jail for this, you should be first online. If you can prove that you've been selling it for 10, 15, 20 years, you should be first online. Especially if you're not taking advantage of the system. Like if you're selling weed and you're on welfare, or your wife is on welfare, and you got Section 8 apartments, and nah, come on. if you're just a user, I guess one would argue that this person couldn't. I don't know. I don't know the argument. I was going to say something like the argument would be that a person lived that lifestyle because, like, in other words, should we reward the person who's been selling marijuana and maybe like has a delivery service, right? And this delivery service hires 10 people and they're like riding bikes all over the city and they're like, delivering. And, there's like 5 of those in New York City and Brooklyn. Let's say there's 10 of those, like the really good ones, the good delivery services, and they've been hiring people and, the owners. I'm not saying he's driving a foreign. I'm not saying the owner's driving a foreign, but he's driving a car. He's like contributing to helping the economy, opposed to like some low-level guy on Section 8 who's happy making $80 a day. Like, I don't think that guy needs to get a dispensary. No. But if there's a guy who got people out there doing deliveries and, he's, I don't know, donating money to like the local things happening, and maybe putting their kids in private school, not using public schools, people like that. Maybe these are the people that you want to start off with this. I just really would hate for this to turn out to be where just a bunch of yuppies with money are going to be opening up dispensaries. And I don't want to see that happening. So if you've been to prison for this, then yeah, man, you should be first on that list. If you've been arrested for this, you should be first on that list. If you've done jail time and had to pay fines and all these different things, yeah. But there's always the fear that, you definitely don't want to get you a Lamborghini. You don't want that. You don't want to get a Lamborghini and be stunting on like this dude, Omi, in a Hellcat. You don't want to be that guy because you got a dispensary. You want to keep it low key. Federal government, they love getting those flamboyant people. It's the beginning of Ramadan. Okay, Bigwig, thank you for that. The legalization of Big Pharma to take it over. Yeah, Big Pharma, right? Well, that all that's going to do is open up the door for the black market. Big Pharma comes in. There's a whole world of people that's just like not part of that, don't want to buy into that, don't want to give up their ID. They still want to help support the guy living in the building or the guy in the gym. The guy in the gym who's like, yo, I got that if you need that. I got that. People want to support this person. They want to say, this person is, that's the train going over the Manhattan Bridge above us. Yeah, so you want to make sure that you want to make sure the right people get that. crazy. Why do New York and Chicago have overhead trains? I know New York City has a lot of underground trains. And there were talks of taking down a few in Brooklyn. And it was just too nostalgic for the people. The people fought back. Because they were saying how by removing that train, it was not going to be able to bring the look that they wanted to the community, nor was it bringing the what? It wasn't bringing. I have a client that lives here in this building. One Manhattan Plaza. The building is pretty amazing. It's one of the most expensive buildings in New York City. The average apartment all the apartments start at $1 million, then they go up. Christopher Perkins, respect. Drive faster and pull out your gun and shoot it in the air. Oh boy. Yo, thanks for coming to my defense on the Star report. I saw you in the comment section heavy. Well, I'll go this way. Let the Tech 9 go like from Boys in the Hood. Star got me blocked from chat or YouTube. What? That's crazy. Oh yeah, I had your back, Big Elvis. Yeah, I saw that, Perkins. You are appreciated for that. Yeah, because I'm coming up with these big ideas. It's just, it's easy to just stay in the box, and then you don't want to come up with everything you've already heard. The one I want. I think I will look good in this. That's the one I want. But I want the two door. I don't want the 4-door. I want the 2-door. When the prices drop in a year or two, I'll get a used one. I'll get a 2022 and 2025. I'll be patient. See, I don't even honk at the cars in front of me when they do this silly stuff. Obviously, this person is lost. $150 is an Asian person. Asian guy. I say that respectfully. We're in an Asian community, so I wasn't being rude. I don't think so. This purple thing in front of us is the FDR Drive. This is the South Street Seaport to the left. And these are huge potholes. Jesus. It's not real. Nice tux. For international travel. This guy behind me was like so impatient. Is Brooklyn a part of New York or a separate town? Separate? No. Brooklyn is part of New York City, the 5 boroughs. It's part of the 5 boroughs. And it's a beautiful town. Come to Brooklyn next time. Yeah, next time I will. I'm not going over to Brooklyn tonight, but I will. 5G towers. The 5G signal's going up. That's why the connection keeps buffering. Yeah, I'm sorry about the buffering. When it comes to buying cars, you gotta make friends with the dealership or talk to people from the docks where they upload car tankers. Yeah. Okay. Avon. Peace, peace, peace. I like Range Rovers too. I think they start at 110. Well, you know that was only supposed to start at like 40, and now it went up to like 100. But the prices are supposedly going to be going down. Yeah. What's your thoughts? Picture for international travel. Are you open to taking you and your family overseas for exposure? I don't know. I'm open to. My email is bigelvischef@gmail.com. We can definitely discuss opportunities. Sorry about the buffering. On my end, it doesn't show any buffering at all. So forgive me. I'm actually gonna start heading back uptown. I guess we can drive uptown together too. Let me double check my text messages. And we're back. This is some girl cookies. This is the ferry to the left. The old ferry from the 1900s, and the new ferry is to right in front of us with all the glass. All this glass is the new ferry. I have not been on the ferry since 2001. Maybe before that. Maybe 99. The Statue of Liberty is all the way to the left of us. In that darkness, in that darkness is where she lies. I think you can see it when we make this left turn. You know the Statue of Liberty, right? That's the new Colossus of Rhodes. Anybody know about about the Colossus of Rhodes? some dog cookies right there. Someone might ask, where was it grown? I'm gonna tell you this: it wasn't grown in California. It was grown right here in New York City. She's right there. Oh, relax. Look, you made it to the next red light. Good job. By the way, somebody is honking. They're from Connecticut. They were honking from a half a block away. It's still honking. There she goes. The new Colossus of Rhodes. Anybody know about the sun god? Who is the sun god? If you type up the sun god, it has the same exact crown as the Statue of Liberty. See, that's not really a crown. That's sun rays bouncing over her head. And I say her. I'm not saying it's not a woman, but it's definitely not a cis woman. It's a non-cis woman, the Statue of Liberty. Because the Statue of Liberty is the new Colossus of Rhodes. And if you look up the Colossus of Rhodes, it was this huge statue that wound up collapsing. Yeah, it wound up collapsing, but it was reaching out the same way the Statue of Liberty reaches out, with the torch, the hand up and the torch and all that kind of stuff. And the Colossus of Rhodes was this very, very masculine man, idol that people worshipped. And the Statue of Liberty is the non-cis woman version of that. Okay, I made the wrong turn. Sorry about, I always buffering down here. The signals down here are just the worst. And it's so close to the Verizon building. Come on. Some would argue that because of September 11th and terrorism, they make sure that phone signals are not that great down here too. Like cell phone blocker kind of stuff going on. I don't know. But the Statue of Liberty is definitely a non-cis woman and represents the sun god Helios. And the Colossus of Rhodes is what's really going on here. And if you look at the title of that big speech, that that poem, give me your trade, your this, that, then you should look up the title of that poem. And then I know there was the whole thing with the chains and the feet and slavery and all that kind of stuff. I get you an A in high school truth. That'll get you an A in truth, maybe even community college truth. But what we're talking about is, Ivy League truth here. This is Ivy League truth. And it's always in plain sight. All you have to do is look up the title to the poem of this non-cis woman, and you'll see. Your eyes will see that arm is not a woman's arm. That jawline is not a woman's jawline. That nose is not a woman's nose. I'm not saying it's not a woman, but it's a non-cis woman in that river. A non-cis woman that's been on hormones for only 17 months. Because those, the breasts on the Statue of Liberty, that ain't much there, Doesn't look too good. It looks more somebody box there. And underneath the robe. That box put underneath the robe? I don't know. What do I know? But it is what it is, and it's in plain sight. It's in the title of the poem. It's in the arms. It's in the arms stretched out, and it's in the crown, which is not a crown. It's sun rays. It's the new Colossus of Rhodes. A non-cis woman floating in that river. I call her OG tranny. It's a Grace Jones woman. No, Grace Jones never had that kind of muscle tone. Grace Jones had muscle tone, but it was like, like a woman, like Venus has the muscle tone that this non-cis woman has. Venus Williams or Serena, which is the one with all the muscles like a man. Even though she has muscles like a man, you can still see her arms. There is they don't have the bicep is not as long as it could be if it just different. Whereas this, the new Colossus of Rhodes that's floating in Manhattan, the non-cis OG tranny, I call her. That's what I used to call her. But maybe now I'll just refer to her as the non-cis woman floating in the river. That's what ooh, that's kind of fire. Somebody write that down. Oh, YouTube is already writing it down. It's just like we're entering the blockchain here. Let's log in this time. Look at this, another 10 walking by. And in front of us, if you look all the way up, that's the big tower. Oh, I just broke my thing right here. That Liberty Tower is triangular. It's basically a rectangle, a triangle, rectangle, and triangle. And the top of it is square. And above that square, there's a circle. And in the middle of that circle, there's a pin. So we're talking about this thing is covering. Oh, when it's on the ground, I believe it's an octagon. So it's an octagon that turns into rectangle sides that cut into triangles that are, now you're on the roof. The roof is now a square, and that square has a circle, and the circle has a pin in the middle. I mean, we're covering a lot of we're covering all these shapes, man. This one building is a pretty amazing building, and somebody even say, and it has a twist. It does. That rectangle twists into triangles. I'm not 100% about the ground being octagon though. I just did that for a little. I threw a little season, a little season on the story as I was telling it. Helios, yeah. Thanks, Mike G. The Colossus of Rhodes was near the Straits of, if I'm not mistaken, I have no idea. Straits of Gibraltar. Hey. What was the movie with Madonna that came out in the 1980s where she was in New York? Desperately Seeking Susan. I don't even know how I know that. But I know it. It's in there. It's like it came with the phone. You know, you just look, certain things just come with the phone. This really cool building here to the right is a sanitation building. And if you sat outside this sanitation building towards the back of it, you'll see all these huge trucks, dump trucks, just one after the other, just going in there. And you're like, what the hell is going on in that building? I kid you not. This city has so much going on, it's like, wow, what do you do? So much going on. The building across the street from it, no one's home. Maybe 2 people, 3 people. Because no one's there. This is the West Side Highway going north. You know, what does it mean if this non-cis woman floating in the middle of the Hudson River? What's up with, what if this was the sun? What if this was a tribute to the sun god? What if this was a tribute to the Colossus of Rhodes? Like, so what? Big deal. Who cares? Nobody cares. What's the point? So what? You learned something. You were able to put 1 and 1 and make it 2. And nowadays with Common Core, it don't even have to be 2 + 2 = 4. That's not even important anymore. So why does it even matter? Why does it even matter that I'm talking this rhetoric about this non-cis woman in the Hudson River? What does it matter? Who cares? Who cares? What does it matter? I'll tell you one thing. I'm just that guy who wants to know. Do I want to know everything? No. Some rooms, I don't want to go in some rooms. You know, you dance with the devil don't change. But when you wake up and you're like learning truth and you're finding out that everything is just some sort of story that's not even real. Remember I added the part of the bottom of the bottom it's a octagon. Somebody else might not hear the part where I said, I just added that part. I don't know if that's true. And they start promoting that and pushing that and make it mean something. In their eyes, it's because they wanted truth or whatever have you. I would say that I'm going to hear something and then I'm going to research it and I'm going to really get deep into it and I'm going to spend like a lot of time thinking about it and gathering information from several sources. I'm not going to let one guy sway me into believing anything. Neither should you. Or girl. Or channel. Or book. Or article. I'm not going to allow that to happen. I'm going to do what's called due diligence. We're going to spend hours and hours and hours and hours reading, hearing different ideas and perspectives, and, you know, understanding that reality is so fluid that, you know, you really can't even believe the stuff you're reading. It's like a lot of this stuff was just made up. I love this building here to the right. This is 18th Street. I don't even have to look. I always know. 18th Street, West Side Highway. I think they were claiming that the richest CEO in America works out of this place. That was a long time ago. You talking about your own work. Okay. We got 14 people here, and no one is really talking, so there's a lot of looky-loos. I know who you are. That's okay. You don't want to be associated with me, but you're still riding with me. You don't want to hit the cash app because you don't want to know who you are. But I intrigue you. So you keep on watching, keep looking. And I'm cool with that. I am thankful for the time that I have with you wonderful people. Boom. It's not connected. Light over here. I don't need a light. I am in the light. I remember I went to like this seminar where these like beautiful women like approach you on the street and they're like, would you like to come in and see the light? And I'm like, yes, definitely. And they like put their hand over your forehead and they're like, did you feel anything? Did you feel it? And I was like, no, I didn't feel it. I'm sorry. This is not gonna work. It's not gonna work on me, love. But they were just so freaking like dewy. Those occult girls are just so beautiful. Jesus. It's like the more beautiful you are, you know, like soft skin and, you know, you're more susceptible to like, you know, that rhetoric where, you know, you're going to be chasing people down and asking them to I look more brown right here. I like that. Boom. Interesting about where I stop is that this is like one of the most, like this building here, and it has like this big camera. I was just looking at it, and I'm like, I'm live, and that camera's live. So we are all being watched, you know? Let me fix myself up a little bit so I don't look like a guy just. Oh. What are we talking about? Are you really? My glasses are dirty. What has to end? I can't be with dirty glasses on live. Should have something. Boom. I have something. My good ones I cannot find. Where is my my water, but I know I have that supposed to be on my door, but LJ had the car today, and she moves everything around. So what I'll do is, it's like when you're smoking, all that film from the smoke gets on the lenses. So you have to like wash the glasses, but then that's why I don't have anti-glare anymore, because I would just wash my glasses like twice a day. I have to use like a very mild soap, but that, I don't know if you can see that, but that's for me that's way too cloudy. So I'm just using regular water and a napkin to get that off, and you can see that's really on. So I would use an alcohol wipe that I have, but I'm not trying to mess up the green. I don't want to mess up the coloring, the paint. So you have to be very careful. And that alcohol is a cleaning product. You use it on your bumps and bruises because it makes you feel good to get that little bit of stain. Peroxide is all you really need. Alcohol, back in the day, alcohol was used to, I've been on alcohol as well. A lot about alcohol, it didn't work. I think that thing I'm using is too dirty. But these were crystal clear when I left the house today. I'm a stickler for clean glasses. I have my son cleaning his glasses every day. He only does it once a day, but I'll make sure he does it. This is the best it's going to get. And I have other glasses here. Maybe they're clean. Are they clean? Not so much. I missed these. I haven't worn these in a month. I've been wearing these. Boom. Oh my God. I think I'll stick with these. I'm just loving on these things right here. I appreciate it for checking out my small channel on YouTube. Greatly appreciate it. Has anyone hit the Cash App today? The Cash App is just a easy way of letting your content creator know that you're not one of the looky-loos. It's letting me know that, there's a small percentage of you all that want to show your content creator a lot of a lot of respect. Like, love and respect is the value for value system. I'm lowering this light a little bit. Yeah, it's the value for value system. Value for value system is like such a great system. It's like, it's all according to how you feel. No one can take what you believe value is. You value a person. You value what you're getting. You're getting something out of this. So that's why you should hit the Cash App. And that's $ Elvis Rosenberg. One word. Capital E. Regular L. VIS. Capital R. Regular O. Oh, I can't even think. These cookies, yeah, I couldn't even finish that. Oh, and don't forget, it's BERG, not BURG. Look, I still got so much left. I'm like a lightweight. I could finish that tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll finish that. Even with the light so bright. What aspects of New York City do you miss from your childhood? These ride-alongs are so relaxing. Um, the aspects of New York City that I miss as a child, from when I was a child, I would honestly say is the smells and the sounds are different. Like when I was a kid, you were able to smell like cooking from like people cooking, like you could smell it coming out of the windows. In my mind, I think so. I remember like you just walking as a child and that music that would be all over every block, you know? This is this is Chelsea. This is where, what's his name? The white Denzel. This is his stomping grounds. I believe this is 8th Avenue we're on. 8th Avenue and 22nd Street. I hope I didn't make you jump. The last person who said it was so relaxing. Yeah, Rory's from around here. Yeah, like to go back to those sounds, it was like, to me it was more music. To me, I think it was more music. I remember I just think I feel like a lot of these neighborhoods I walk through, and it's just like there's no smell. It's like the smell is just no smell of food. You can walk by like a food truck and sometimes don't even get a whiff. The way it's ventilated, maybe nowadays they're ventilated differently. But aspects of my childhood that I miss about New York City. No. The smells and the sounds. That's so cool, man. Smells like magical time. Wow, you see, you look at it so greatly and so positively, whereas I was feeling like I wish I could do better than the smells and the sounds, where the smells and the sound, being that it is the truth, is great. Like right now, we're on 34th Street and 8th Avenue. There's a sound to this. I got the windows down. There's some sort of sound, some sort of rhythm to this, And I remember as a child, it felt like everywhere I went, that's all I experienced. Was massive rhythm, so much sound, so much music. Yes, now everyone is got the headsets on, and you don't get to hear what anyone is hearing. And then it's just a few people in their cars. I always tell LJ, don't be so upset. Like she's just like, that's just ridiculous. That's so ridiculous. I said, can they have fun with their car, please? Don't be so hard on these people with the loud music in the cars. A lot of weed world trucks, and they are selling weed out of those trucks. They're not just doing hemp and CBD any longer. They moved on to marijuana. There's like 30 of them in New York City. 30 of these trucks that are just selling marijuana. Respect them. Love the sounds of the city, right? Me too. That's why I'm always sharing it. There was a part of me that wanted to take the West Side Highway and go home, but I changed my mind and I decided to. Oh, and a Cash App. I heard so. Whoever you are, you appreciate it. Times Square, New York City. I never actually talk about my connection with Times Square. Who wants to hear about that? GBs. JBs. What's up, JBs? What's poppin'? Who wants to hear about my connection with this place here? You see the Amsterdam Theater? Would you believe that I lived in the Amsterdam Theater for 2 weeks back in 1988? Whoa. What's your connection with Times Square, Al? Mike G, can you call me Elvis instead of Al? Respectfully, no big deal. Because I created the whole Elvis Rosenberg thing. So then to shorten the creation, work so hard at Elvis Rosenberg that I don't really want to even shorten that, Respect. It's crazy how when you take this 42nd Street, you don't know how to make any turns anymore. So you gotta make U-turns, but there were so many cops. I decided not to make the U-turn because it looked like they were ready to just jump on somebody. This pump is pretty good. They have quotas, so I don't want any smoke. That's the all-wheel drive. Nothing to worry about. Everything is fine. I got somebody taking care of that next week. This week. And it just acted today. It acted up about 2 months ago and a month, maybe 3 months ago, a little bit. 2 months ago, then I did about a month, no problems. And now again, the all-wheel drive is, I don't know. And I already know what the guy's going to say. Like, you need an all-new this, this. And then I'm going to say 1,800, 1,900. And I'm going to go, okay. Got to get that done. Might have been 2 months since this last acted up. $12 noon to 6 p.m. Monday through Thursday. No right turn. I will be making it. I'm good. Today I'm good. And the next thing I do when I do the all-wheel drive system, I'm gonna add a cooling, like one of these radiators. They're these little small radiators. But you gotta find a place to put them on the car so that they can cool down the transmission and cool down whatever section you want, And I'm gonna have it where the differential oil is going to come out of it and go through a cooling thing. I need this car to last another year or two, so. At least another year. You working them heels, girl. My bad, Elvis. No big deal. Come on. Please. The audio is cutting. Sorry about that. There used to be an elevated train station that went down this avenue as well, back in the 1900s. Mm-mm-mm. They arguing in the street. They arguing. So now we got two couples arguing. To the right is where the ice skate. It's like somebody's living here. Looks like that crowd has dissipated. Oh no, it's over at the Radio City Music Hall. Maybe I'm mistaken. Yeah. It's a little further up. April 2nd and 3rd. Bobby Weir and the Fox Brothers. Oh. People are still partying. What time is it? 12:30? Just a little after midnight. Oh, the wind is driving you crazy. Oh, when I keep it out the window, right? Is it even with the windows down, it's bad? I'm gonna put the windows back up. Sorry about that. You know, I get into these zones. I'm not even looking at the camera. I'm just, you know. Thank you for coming on this journey with me. On a Saturday night. This is Columbus Circle. Columbus Circle, y'all. This is Amsterdam Avenue, north, going home. Or should I go to Harlem and get a drink? Go to your Tangers in Harlem and get a drink. Most people will be upset, and they will be yelling and screaming at that car next to them that did that. But this is New York. You'll be upset all day. Don't get me wrong, I do get upset sometimes. I say like once every like 4,000 miles. I might curse somebody out, but it takes a lot. What's in the what? What's up, brother? From the West Coast. What's up, Eric from Los Angeles? What up, Alex? How you feel? I don't know if I'm going to Harlem tonight. Try to keep it real. I am I'm a little tired, and should I be spending money? This guy's just standing in the middle of the street. You are all appreciated. Thank you for tuning into this small channel on YouTube. Thank you for riding with me. And I'm going to say goodbye. I love you. Let's remember that. I love you.